What's about you?
What did you say?
I'm saying that today we are going to debate on the topic Western culture versus Indian culture. I support Western culture, and why you are supporting Indian
In my
culture?
opinion, Indian culture is better than Western culture.
So, what do you think? Why Indian culture is better than Western culture?
As far as I think, I've been spending my all times in India, and actually I've been living in India for 19 years. So that's why I co- as far as I think, I've seen a lots of thing in India and a lots of culture, like a lots of traditional things. I
Yeah.
like that mostly. So
Yeah,
that's why I
I
love to.
agree with you. So I want to know which things most support you to promote the Indian culture. Please
I
tell
love.
me things.
Yeah, I would like to tell you the things which makes me happy, which makes me proud to be as an Indian culture,
Yeah.
support an Indian culture. Whenever I visit any kind of places, whenever I visit in a village as well as city, so I will have to find a lots of lovely places with a lots of supporting guide,
Yeah,
parents.
I also like the Indian culture because Indian culture is most of the better culture with compared than other culture. But I support most Western culture because it is growing culture in the world. It is the greatest culture which is becoming more and more famous in the present time. You also know that.
Yeah. But if you are living in India and you are gonna to melt into the culture of India, so you'll have to see a lots of culture. Like suppose if you visit any side, a city, village, so you'll have to communicate with a lots of guy where you'll be provided a lots of things with the person, and you'll be also provided a lots of guidance by um, village person, like citizen person, which can make you growth in your life. On the contrary, if you are gonna to take a help with your with your neighbors, cousins in another culture like a Western culture or foreigner culture, so no one is gonna to help you that time. Even if you're living in Western culture, so I've seen a lots of things. Even I've read a lots of uh, blogs on YouTube channel as well as
Yeah, yeah.
Google's. So they don't care about their neighbors, but opposite side, if you're living in India and if you're suffering with any kind of problem like small teeny issues in India,
Yeah,
so
I
everybody
also
will
agree with
stand
you.
to help you that time.
But I think that in today's time, Western culture is also increases in India, and Indian culture is decreases in the population of new generation of India.
So what do you think about population of Western culture? Could you please break me it down step by step, that let
Yeah,
me know it very
Western
deeply?
culture is the one of the greatest culture. That reason it is growing rapidly in all over world. You can say that many of the billionaires and big entrepreneurs come from the Western culture. They are more developed country also are from the Western culture. If you talk about the Indian culture, it shows the as a growth. Indian culture growth is not grow as a before the historical time like that. That is the reason I support Western culture. Now I want to ask you. So, are you supporting the Western culture?
No, I don't support.
Then why you wear the Western culture cloth?
This is not a Western
It
culture.
is
It
also
has been
Western.
built.
If you are an Indian, then you
Okay.
have wear to kurta and pajama. Then
So
now
why
you are
you
wearing like
why you do you just think we should only wear kurta pajama? Why we should not wear this kind of clothes? Because we are living in India and India has built a lots of traditional clothes.
yeah.
So why don't you
If
think
in
that?
India, India supports the Indian culture and people wear the Western clothes, it's proof that the Western culture is supported by Indians.
But I don't think that. And on the contrary, if I talk about historical places, like historical things, historical stories before the incidents was happened before 50 years and 100 years ago. So I just want to ask one more question, little more question. Could you please tell me any kind of historical stories which was happening in Western culture which you always remember?
Yeah, there are great things like Alexander who comes from the Western culture.
Okay.
They are the biggest emperor of the world in past, you know.
Yeah. But if I start to tell you the historical stories about India, so it will take a lots of time to tell you here. But I would like to break it down step by step.
Yeah.
The first one is I would like to tell you the great leader, like the great king of
His
India,
name, what?
Akbar Basa,
Yeah.
okay, Shahjahan Basa, and there is a lots of leader like
Here, they are not the Indian kings. They are come from the Afghanistan, the Middle East countries.
But the incidence was has been built in India, and a lots of foreigner comes into India to see those all kind of things. And most of the like person wants to live in India, and most of the foreigner are sitting in India. And if you go in Delhi, I would like to tell
Indians are
you.
shifting to the like London's like Virat Kohli. You know, in the present time, the most of the cricketers of India are shifting in other countries. Why? What is the reason? Because the Western culture is becoming more and far better than the Indian culture. Now we see in India there are Indians are not treated well, and also who follow the Indian culture. They don't know how to behave anything. They have no civil sense. You know, who follow the Indian culture.
So as you told me like about following the Indian culture, if you want to change anything, so first of all you need to change yourself. Okay. As you told me, if you are comparing with Virat Kohli, you are living in uh, Western culture now in this time. So already they have spent a lots of time in India. And you know why you asked me a reason why they
That is the
went
reason
to there.
they spend the time in most of the India, and they also get know the India is not safe for living, and Indian culture is harm there. That reason they shift themselves to Indian culture to the Western culture.
So why do you think like India is not good for living here? I would like to tell you the lots of reason why we should live in India compared to
Please
in
tell me.
India. First of all, I would like to tell you the negative part of living in Western culture. So if you are gonna in anywhere else in Western culture, and so unfortunately, if you get hit by the cars, by the bullets, any kind of things like vehicles, and unfortunately, if you are at the last position of dying at the road on the road in a Western culture, so a lots of people just see you at that extent, and no one is gonna to
In India, this is
help
also
you.
happen. People open your phone and start recording videos. They never help you. I also know.
I've seen a lots of things. Even I've helped a lots of person in India because I'm a Indian citizen. So that's why I know about that. Most of the people will come to
I
help
think
you
that
suddenly.
you are a good person. That reason you are doing like that. But most of the Indian citizens not doing like that. That reason I am not supporting the Indian culture.
Because you are not able to see a lots of Indian culture. So that's why you are saying. And when it comes to tell about religion in India, so there is a lots of religions, and a lots of people are following their religions in
I
India.
also want to notify
A lots
you.
of people
In
are
Western
following
culture,
those.
there are also many countries who are democratic. They support all of the religions, all of the castes in the whole all over world. You know, like
Yeah.
America, it is also a democratic country. India is also a democratic country. But difference between is India is the largest democratic country of the world, but US is not. But US is the most powerful democratic country of the world. You know.
Yeah, I know that. But I would like to tell you, suppose if you want to there is a lots of like negative things so which I can't tell you in words. Like if you want to go in the US, okay, and if you want to live in US, so for that, so I can't tell you. So there is a lots of negative point of being in US. Most of the people are getting married with like third person in the US. I think I hope you are getting my point in US. And most of the people are getting a lots of distraction. The people who are living in US, most of the people are not able to wear a good clothes in US. And most of the people are not able to follow their religions in US. Most of the people are not following the way of their parents in US. Most of the people are trying to live in US with their self, with their own.
Yeah, you choose the great negative point of the Western culture, but this is in India now it also increases. You also see the most of the new generation don't respect their parents, and they follow they get divorced so easily. That is the reason Indian culture also follow the negative point of Western culture.
So why do you think like most of the like upcoming generation are not following their parents' way? Because I'm also a new generation. I always obey my parents. On the contrary, I have lots of student in my village where I live. They always follow the obey of their parents because it's totally depend on the culture and obey, like culture and atmosphere where you are living now in this time. But on another side, if I talk about Western culture, so where you live, no one is care, no one is gonna to support you, even the person who would be your neighbor and cousins, no one come to support you that time.
This thing is happening worldwide. It is not in only the Western culture. It is also happening in Indian culture. We also hear daily news like that. Someone kill his father for money in India. Also, this is not only problem in the Western culture. It is problem of worldwide, not in only in India.
Okay, so as you told me about India, And as far as I know about India very well, but if I talk about the like those kind of incidents in US as well as like traditional, like as you told me, North culture, right? So I've seen a lots of things related to Northern culture. I would like to tell you one website where you can
Northern
also
culture of
visit.
India.
No, Northern culture of like another place except India. The where you are taking the side of those places.
Western culture.
Yeah, Western culture. So I would like to tell you one side name like Crazy Shift where you can visit. Okay, and where you will have to see a lots of incidents which was happening in the USA. A lots of people like parents are killing their parents as well as a lots of robbery are happening every day in US, like overall the day,
So I want to say
and
you,
lots of people are
kidnap
being
cases
killed by
are
the.
also happen in India. You are counting the problems like robbery and crimes. These things are also happening worldwide. This is not only problem in like the Western culture. These problems are also happen in Indian culture. Please give me some appropriate things which shows the Indian culture is best.
Okay, so when it comes to tell you the things of India, being a proud of India, there is a lots of things which can make you feel happy. There is a lots of places where you can visit in India, and you can feel a lots of peace here. And when it comes to tell you about like education, so you can start preparing for any kind of things in India with a low cost of EMI. If you don't have any kind of money, if you don't have a 1 rupee, so you can also start your preparing. Okay, you can also study in India.
So this thing is also available on online, and the most of the developed country they get more features online than India because they are developed, and the most developed countries are from the Western culture. And I want to ask you, my question is about why most of the new generation of India follows the Western culture.
This is what actually I'm just want to know. I just want you to tell me the Western culture, which you are just actually want to ask. What a lots of people are following Western culture. Could you please tell me, could you please give me a single hint about that?
Which type of hint you want?
As you told me, like most of the Indian people are following in Western culture. So this is what actually I just want to know.
Yeah, because Western culture is best. That's reason the Indians follow
No, no,
that.
actually, I just want to know that, like, as you asked me before some time ago, most of the Indian person are following Western culture. So
Because
this
they
is
get
what actually I'm
more type
asking.
of job opportunities and educational things, and some government facilities which are best in the Western culture countries, not in India. Like
Yeah.
taxes, living in the society, like that things. The good proper things which are found in the Western culture countries, but not in Indian culture countries, like only in India. You know.
Okay. So according to you, like most of the people are finding a lots of like job opportunity in
Yeah.
US. Okay.
Yeah, most of the IITians go the foreign country like US for their job.
They don't prefer to go in US. Most of the people, most of the IIN are finding a job in India.
Okay,
But I would like to
then
tell you, I would like to tell you for let me speak. Most of the US people are hiring a lots of Indian person. You know why? Because most of the like no one is what to get a job in US. And even if I talk about the US citizen who all are living in US, they are not doing very well. So that's why a foreigner country like foreigner owner of those companies are finding
okay,
a
I
lots of
agree with
Indian
you. But
citizen.
who started that business? They want to the great workers like Indians or employ like Indians. The generator of the that company is from the US. Please tell me company like who create of India who created like AI like
Yeah,
ChatGPT,
I don't know
Google.
about that. For that, I will have to get a lots of experience by that
Please
like
tell me
guidance.
biggest car company of India like luxury cars.
You can see Tata.
Tata not make the luxury cars. Tata provides only less feature cars.
So because if you're asking luxury car, so I don't know about that. But for that, it doesn't matter. Like you are creating a lot of thing there. It comes in like technology. We are talking about traditional like culture, so it totally depend to difference
Yeah,
than like
the
traditional and
Western culture
technology.
tradition is also changed with the time. That reason the Western culture is also famous day by day. That's the
Yeah.
reason.
But as far as I think about like Indian culture and Western culture, we are living in India. We will have to see a lots of like societies as well as lots of parents they are supporting at any kind of things like any kind of
Okay. Yes,
Yes,
Sidhu.
yes, yes, sir.
I want to ask you, I will answer you, but first I want to ask you why Indian government support Western culture? Because I ask that question because you can see in the official works of India, official places of India, like anything, you see the most of the government workers of India wear the uh, Western clothes and speak in English. Why? And you are here to speak English. Why?
This is
Because you
not a
follow the
Western
Western
culture.
culture.
It comes into a language. On the country, if you're talking about this Western culture, it's not a Western culture. It's about a language.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
And
language
on
is
contrary,
related to
it's a
the
very
Western culture.
necessary to learn English speaking. For that, I'm learning English speaking to get a good job in India, to make proud of India.
Yeah,
And
that
I
is the
want to
reason I
put
am
a
asking
lots
you
of
why
company in
India
India.
follows started also government started follow the Western culture. Why?
So why most of the foreigner are trying to learn Hindi?
No, no,
I have
anyone is
seen.
not.
I can tell you a
No,
lots
no.
of foreigner. Because it's not a way.
Please give me example.
It's not a way to just say no. No, I've seen a
I
lots
will
of
give you
foreigners.
proof, but you are not giving me
I
proof.
can give you a lots of proof. You just need to go on YouTube channel and you just need to type on YouTube how many foreigners are learning Hindi as well as like a proper Sanskrit. So you'll have to see a lots of things,
Because they
lots of
want to earn
like
money. That is the reason they are the more educated than me, educated than Indians. That reason they want to learn more things to how to earn money. That reason they are more intelligent than us because they related to the Western
and
culture.
when it comes to tell you about learning English speaking, so it is not like most of the people. It's going. It has been going from 19th, like before 100 years ago. Most of the subjects are available in English in India before like 100 years ago. So most of the people are learning English speaking from only so like 1948, more than 1948, yeah, 18. So what do you think most of the people are following Indian culture like Western culture are learning English speaking? It's not come to into Western culture because
Okay.
it has been built